Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, the show that addresses all your stock-related queries. Now, in case you're watching this show for the first time, over the next 50 minutes, top market experts will answer all your stock-related queries. So, how do you send us your questions? Well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Don't forget to mention your name, your location and your contact details when you're sending in your questions so that we can have you directly speak to the top market experts who come on our show and so that they can give you a custom-made advice on your stock portfolio as well. Alternatively, since you're watching us on our YouTube platform, in case over there you can go to the comment section, then send in your questions on that as well and I can pick up those questions to address with our top guests as well. Let's welcome our guest on the show and of course we will be also looking at a whole host of our viewers who have already joined in. Kunal V. Parar, Vice President Technical Research at Choice Equity Broking is now with us. Warm welcome to you, Kunal. Good to have you with us. First up, tell us your own sense on the markets right now. It's a truncated week. The next one will be a truncated week as well. We've had 5 straight days of a sell-off in the markets, crucial levels being tested. We're hovering around 23,530 thereabouts. Where are the markets headed? Kunal, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Good afternoon, and definitely we are seeing some sort of correction, particularly since last 3 days. Not only this, the overall October month was like a selling month only because we have seen more than 10% of correction from all-time high to till date. And this is like a healthy correction in terms of index specific. And not only this, we have also seen healthy correction, particularly in large cap counters and all. So this is like the perfect level at which one can go for average or one can go for creating a new portfolio at present level. Now, if we talk about Nifty right now, Nifty is trading at 23,532 with a strong support of a 200 days moving average. Not only this, multiple supports are there. If we talk about support level, then 2300, 300, 2300, 200, which is like an support from its upward rising trend line. So yes, at present level, Nifty has a multiple support at 23,500 to 23,200. We can expect some sort of bounce back or not bounce back, but we can see some sort of recovery from the present level. So definitely this would be the perfect level if anybody want to create the long-term portfolio and anybody want to go for average at present level. We may see some sort of recovery up to the level of 24,000, 24,500, and if Nifty sustain above this, then again we can see some new high the Nifty itself. So 23,500, 23,200, one can keep watch on these levels.
Okay, got that. We have a whole host of queries that are coming in. Let me welcome all our viewers on YouTube first. We have Sundaram Iyer, Anuj Singh, Ankur Modi, Gunjan, Mohit Yadav, Arihant Papman, Rishikesh, all joining in with their questions. Warm welcome to all of you. And we also have our first caller with us for you. Kunal, we have Ujjwal from Jharkhand. Ujjwal ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं आप?
हाँ जी, ठीक हूँ मैम।
जी बताइए।
मैम मुझे ईज माई ट्रिप और सुजलॉन के बारे में जानना था।
ठीक है, नया निवेश करना चाहते हैं दोनों में? अच्छा, खरीदा।
मैं 33 रुपीज में 20 शेयर खरीदा हूँ ईज माई ट्रिप का। तो मुझे होल्ड करना चाहिए कि क्या करना चाहिए?
और सुजलॉन?
सुजलॉन में मैंने 69 रुपीज में 8 शेयर खरीदा है, 8 शेयर। तो उसको भी मुझे होल्ड करना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए?
ठीक है, ईज माई ट्रिप 33 पर खरीदा और सुजलॉन के 8 शेयर 69 पर खरीदे हुए हैं। इन दोनों पर क्या चार्ट्स में आपको लग रहा है कि बने रहने में समझदारी है या फिर थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही समय लग जाएगा रिकवरी में?
थोड़ा ज़्यादा समय लग सकता है रिकवरी में। दोनों स्टॉक एक देखने जाए तो मार्केट सेंसिटिव है। अगर मार्केट अगर 10 पॉइंट गिरता है तो ये स्टॉक 20 पॉइंट तक गिर सकते हैं इन कोरिलेशन। सो थोड़ा टाइम लग सकता है। इस्माई ट्रिप 30 पे चल रहा है, 33 के अराउंड उनकी खरीदारी है। 28 के एसएल के साथ में इस्माई ट्रिप में जो पोजीशन है उसको होल्ड करके चलने की सलाह दूंगा। ऊपरी लेवल की बात करते हैं तो 34 पहला लेवल है। 34 जैसे ही क्रॉस करेगा 44 तक आ सकता है। सो 34 जैसे ही क्रॉस करता है आप यहाँ पे नई पोजीशन भी ऐड कर सकते हो, क्योंकि उसके बाद एक शॉर्ट टर्म में 44 तक के टारगेट हमें इस्माई ट्रिप में देखने को मिल सकते हैं। सामने सुजलॉन की बात कर लेते हैं। एक अच्छी खासी गिरावट सुजलॉन में हमें टॉप के लेवल से देखने को मिली है। 86 का हाई था, उसके बाद स्टॉक अभी ट्रेड कर रहा है 56 के पास ही 200 डीए में भी है। अगर आज के दिन में अगर स्टॉक 56 के या 57 के ऊपर अगर क्लोज देता है तो मैं कहूंगा कि यहाँ पे एवरेज करके चलने की सलाह है। मैं अगेन मेरे वर्ड्स जो है वो रिपीट करता हूँ, अगर आज 57 के ऊपर क्लोज देता है मंडे को आप वहां पे एवरेज करके चल सकते हो विथ स्ट्रिक्ट एसएल ऑफ 53। ऊपर के लेवल की बात करते हैं, सबसे पहला टारगेट 75 का है, 75 जैसे ही क्रॉस करेगा 85 तक के भी लेवल सुजलोन आपको दिखा सकता है।
ओके गॉट इट। चलिए दोनों ही शेयर्स पर आपको राय मिल चुकी है। अगला सवाल लेते हैं, ये अनुज सिंह का सवाल है, न्यू जेन सॉफ्टवेयर टेक्नोलॉजीज का करंट रेट पर लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए क्या खरीदारी की राय बनेगी? आपका क्या व्यू है न्यू जेन सॉफ्टवेयर को लेकर? पूरे ही आईटी स्पेस में अगर हम देखें तो हाल फिलहाल की गिरावट में एक ऐसा स्पेस इमर्ज हुआ है जहां पर थोड़ी सेफ हेवन बाइंग देखने को मिली। न्यू जेन सॉफ्टवेयर के अगर हम चार्ट को देखें एक बार तो हमें पता चलेगा कि किस तरीके से ये मूव किया है। आज तो 3% तक के आसपास का मूव है। पिछले 5 दिनों में हालांकि 4% की गिरावट और 9% की गिरावट पिछले एक महीने में, लेकिन अगर आप लास्ट 6 मंथ्स देखेंगे तो 29% तक का सर्ज देखने को मिला और ईयर टू डेट बेसिस में भी 55% तक का मूव स्टॉक में देखने को मिला है। ओवरऑल न्यूजेन सॉफ्टवेयर में क्या करंट लेवल्स पर खरीदारी की राय बनेगी कुणाल?
डेफिनेटली करंट लेवल पे खरीदारी करके चलने की ही सलाह है। यहाँ पे 1233 के अराउंड स्टॉक ट्रेड कर रहा है। वीकली चार्ट पे 1150 के अराउंड एक काफी अच्छा सपोर्ट है। मैं कहूंगा 1150 के एसएल के साथ यहाँ पे खरीदारी करके चलिए। एक अच्छी खासी मोमेंटम हमें यहाँ पे न्यूज एंड में देखने को मिल सकती है। सबसे पहला टारगेट 1330 1330, और
ठीक है।
जैसे ही 1330 क्रॉस होगा ऊपरी लेवल पे 1600 तक के भी लेवल हमें इसमें देखने को मिल सकते हैं।
ओके तो अनुज, ये दोनों ही लेवल्स आप नोट कर लीजिए। आपके लिए यहाँ पर बताए गए हैं कि किस तरीके से मूव यहाँ पर होता हुआ दिख सकता है ये स्टॉक आगे जाते हुए। अंकुर मोदी हमें लिखते हैं, हेलो साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून, आई एम फ्रॉम जयपुर। इन दीज फॉलोइंग मार्केट्स आई एम एवरेजिंग सम ऑफ द स्टॉक्स इन माय पोर्टफोलियो like CDSL, Varun Beverages, even Ask Automotive. So am I following a good strategy now for the long term view that I have on these stocks? Good question right there, Ankur. Let's ask Kunal, how is he looking at these stocks? In all these cases, CDSL has been an outperformer in the capital market space. We've seen a stupendous rally when this space was in thick shape. Varun Beverages has been a big wealth creator for investors in the recent past as well. We do not know the prices at which he has bought these two or three stocks, CDSL, Varun Beverages and Ask Automotive. Where do you see averaging can be continued at the current levels?
Well, if you talk about VBL and CDCL, these two stocks looks very attractive. Particularly VBL right now is trading at 576, and even from the present level, we can see some upside momentum up to the level of 658, and more above 700 would be there. So definitely one can go for average in VBL. In terms of CDSL, right now this stocks is trading right now at 1480 levels, and the way overall Demat account is rising on a day-to-day basis. I think these stocks may outperform the benchmark index and may outperform its peers as well. Right now, stock is trading at 1480. One can go for long at present level with strict assets somewhere around 1380. Upper side first target that we can say is the 1680, and if stock breaks the 1680, then 1900 would be there. So these two stocks looks very attractive. Now, third stock, can I have the name again? Third stock name?
Automotive.
Ask Automotives. Okay. Right now, stock is trading at 416, and definitely yes, this stock looks very attractive on a daily chart. One can go for long at the present level with strict SL of 380. First target that we can say is 462, and if stock breaks this 462, then one way momentum would be there up to the level of 530.
Okay, got that. So I hope, Ankur, you've also noted down all these three stocks have been advised very well by Kunal. Please follow his advice on these three stocks and the key levels he suggested here. We have a caller with us. Mohan from Bengaluru is with us on the phone line. Hi, Mohan. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hello. Good afternoon, Sakshi. I am well. How are you doing today?
Very well. Thank you so much for asking. Tell me what's the questions that you have. How can we help you?
Yeah, my question is quite generic. What is the best place to hide out now? Because the market is in downturn because of inflation and corporates are not posting a good result.
Oh,
there will
very
be
good.
recovery soon.
Right. Okay. We'll get our guest to answer this question. This is something that most of the viewers also have on their mind. So you've rightly pointed out, Mohan, that even though generic, this is a question that most of the retail investors are asking right now. Kunal, where is the hiding place in this market, in this continuous fall that we are getting over last 5 weeks and continuous downward moves on the Nifty? Do you think this pressure could continue going forward? What Mohan has also said is that we have everything working against us. We have inflation that is continuously soaring. That will also push back the hopes of rate cuts coming in any soon. That would have probably been good news for Indian markets right there. He's also saying that the corporates have not posted very good results too. And on top of that, we have higher valuations. So everything is working against it, and FIIs are also selling off too. Your own sense, a hiding place in the market?
Why to hide in this market? There is a one theory now. It's related to contrarian opinion. Okay,
Yes.
when everyone is selling, go for buy with big heart and with taking a risk, because market only respect to those traders who are taking risk in this falling market. Okay, I'm not talking about to catch the falling knife. Okay, now it's
Yeah.
a totally different term. It's totally different event where one stock fall by more than 30 to 40%, and that's a stock specific event only. But when it comes to generic market related events, now when it comes to generic market talk, I think no need to hide or no need to run away from this market. Now this is the perfect level where one can go for creating their long-term portfolio, or they can go for averaging their portfolio, because market has fallen for more than 10 to 12% from its all-time
Correct.
high. And I think in terms of contrarian opinion, many big traders or many smart traders follow these contrarian opinions. So
Yeah.
if you want to make real wealth in long term, please do not hide or do not run away from this market. Just indulge yourself with this market.
Okay, got that. So that's a contra view that's coming in. I hope this helps you get to view the markets in a different way, Mohan. That don't look for a hiding place, but look at opportunities which can actually in the long term create great wealth for you. Okay, let's take the next question now. This is from Arihant Pavpant. He wants to know on Star Cement or Berger Paints, where can he average? Star Cement, he has the stock at 214, and Berger Paints he bought at 600 levels. Any of these two stocks that you believe right now is perfect for averaging?
Well, let's talk on first, particularly Star Cement. Right now is trading at 183. If view is related to long term, then wait for this, then wait for averaging, particularly in this stock, because we may see further fall in the counter up to the level of 170. If stock approach this level 170, then one can go for averaging in Star Cement. And if you talk about Berger Paint, right now Berger Paint is trading at 487. I think a viewer has bought somewhere around 600 level. No need to
Yes.
exit the stock as of now, because stock has fallen for more than 20% from its buying level. Right now stock is trading at 487. Stock may fall further from this present level up to the level of 460 to 450. And if stock approaches this level 450 to 460, then you should go for averaging, because we can expect some sort of recovery from this level.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Next, we have another question. This is coming in from Gunjan. She says on NCC, she has bought the stock at 312. Should she hold, sell, or average this stock right now? What would your view be?
312, and right now stock is trading at 280. Stock has a strong support of its 200 days moving average, and even before stock took the support of the same, and it went up to the level of 320. So I think I say please go for average at present level with strict SL of 265 on a closing basis.
Okay, got it. Let's take another question. This is from Vijay, and he says, could you please share your views on Clean Science Technologies? I have this stock in my portfolio, but it's down by about 15% from my purchase level. Is this stock a good one for the long term? A recently listed stock, so Kunal, you may not have very long term charts on this one, but however little data that you have, what is the chart suggesting?
Right now, chart is suggesting for an upside momentum only, because stock has a strong support of 1250 level, and even before stock took the support of the same and went up to the level of 1600. So I think averaging is the perfect strategy at present level with strict SL of 1250 on a closing basis.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that is coming in. I hope you've taken that note as well. Let's take the next question. This is from one of our viewers, Roshan Pradhan. He says, Exide or Amara Raja, which is the battery stock that one should bet on for the long term perspective? Between the two, are the charts suggesting anywhere where the trend is showing better?
Well, if we compare both the stock on a daily chart, Amara Raja batteries particularly looks very attractive right now. Amara Raja is trading at 1260. It has a strong support of its 200 days moving average. Whereas Exide is trading below its 200 days moving average. So further fall we can expect in the Exide, but Amara Raja has a strong support of its 200 days moving average. You can go for long position at the present level with the strict SL of somewhere around 1200 on a closing basis. Upside momentum, first target we can say it's a 1400, and if stock breaks this 1400, then further upside would be there up to the level of 1600.
Okay, got that. I hope this has given you some clarity between the two stocks, because both the stocks are actually good fundamental stocks within the battery space, and most of the fundamental analysts are actually bullish on the long-term growth strategy for both these stocks. They are leaders in their own pack, so which is why Kunal has actually given you that chartically where do you actually see more momentum happening. Mohit Yadav wants to know from you, Kunal, wealth first portfolio manager stock. Okay, so this stock is trading at 1382 odd levels right now. He wants to know what is your view for the long term. Let me just pull out the charts and suggest to all our viewers what exactly has the stock been doing. In the last 1 month, the stock has dragged about 7%. Remember, the index is down by over 10%. So it's outperformed the index in the kind of downside momentum that we've seen in the last 1 month odd or so. But in the last 6 months, the stock has gone up 88%. Year to date, there is a 200% surge that we have actually seen on the stock. So it's a multi-bagger return that the Wealth First portfolio managers has given. Any suggestion on this one, Kunal?
Definitely right now stock is trading at 1380. Stock has a strong support at 1180, means 200 point away. I think one can create a long position at present level with strict SL of 1180. No doubt SL is at little bit lower level, but do not get worried with this SL, because we can see a good upside momentum with the counter. First target would be 1630, and if stock breaks this 1630, then one way upside momentum would be there up to the level of 1900 as per the Fibonacci extension. So yes, one can go for long with strict SL of 1180.
Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. We have now a caller with us. Sunil from Ahmedabad in Gujarat is now with us. Sunil ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं?
तो हमारे पास HUL के 5 शेयर हैं 2500 के भाव के, अभी लिया है पर अभी 2400 आ गया है, क्या करें?
ठीक है, लंबे अवधि के लिए रुक सकते हैं?
हाँ, रुक सकते हैं, 6 महीना 12 महीना रुक सकते हैं।
ठीक है, HUL खरीदा है 2500 के लेवल्स पर, इनके
वो
खरीदने के
2500
बाद
में
थोड़ा
लिया
नीचे
है
आया।
और अभी 2400 आ गया है।
जी जरूर। तो कुणाल देखकर बताइए HUL के चार्ट्स पर अब क्या लगता है आगे, क्योंकि इन सभी दिग्गज FMCG कंपनियों ने जब अपने नतीजे पेश किए थे, एक क्लियर थॉट बताया था कि इनको अर्बन कंजप्शन में डिमांड स्लो डाउन दिख रही है, और यहाँ से वॉल्यूम्स में भी उनको प्रेशर लगातार नजर आ रहा है, जिसकी वजह से अगर हम देखें तो पूरा स्पेस जो है थोड़ा सा सबड्यूट चला गया था तेजी के बाद, क्योंकि पिछले 3-4 साल से HUL ने कुछ नहीं किया, लेकिन एकाएक स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली ये अपने ऑल टाइम हाई लेवल्स पर भी पहुंच गया था इसी साल के बस 2 महीने पहले तक भी अगर हम देखें तो स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली इट हैड मूव टू द टॉप स्पॉट। वहां से एक बार फिर से डिक्लाइन आया क्योंकि नतीजों में कुछ सरप्राइजिंग फैक्टर नहीं आया। कैसे देखते हैं HUL को?
वेल HUL की बात करें तो नो डाउट 3000 के ऊपर के लेवल बताए थे, उसके बाद 2400 के अराउंड है, और आई थिंक खरीदारी 2500 के अराउंड है। स्टॉक का फिलहाल 2400 के अराउंड है। यहाँ से और भी गिरावट हमें देखने को मिल सकती है, और ये गिरावट में स्टॉक नीचे में 2290 से लेके 2200 तक के लेवल दिखा सकता है। तो सुनील भाई को मेरी इतनी ही सलाह है कि सुनील भाई તમે આ સ્ટોકને હોલ્ડ કરી રાખો, એવરેજ કરવાનો તમને મોકો આપશે। 2290 થી 2200 ની વચ્ચે એવરેજ કરો, ફરીથી આ સ્ટોક તમને ઉપરમાં 2600 થી લઈને 3000 સુધીના લેવલ બતાવી શકશે।
क्या बात है कुणाल जी, क्या बढ़िया गुजराती में आपने एक्सप्लेन किया है। आई एम श्योर सुनील जी को पूरा एकदम अपनापन फील हुआ होगा जिस तरीके से आपने उनको राय दी है उनके एडवाइस पर। तो देखिए व्यूअर्स, वी गेट ऑल दीज मल्टी फैसेटेड गेस्ट्स फॉर यू हु नॉट ओनली हैव द knowledge to give you and share with you the insight in English and in Hindi, but even if you're from Gujarat, which is been seen as for years the hub of traders, well, send in all your questions. Kunal is there for you in case you want to ask even in Gujarati right there. Okay, let's take the next question. Subramaniam writes in, ma'am, what is your outlook on J&K Bank? Okay, so the banking space again has been reeling under some pressure over the last few days of a consistent sell-off that's come in. J&K Bank particularly, what is your sense? Are the charts suggesting some more consolidation, time-wise correction to continue?
Well, one word is there. It's like time-wise correction, time-wise consolidation is there. The counter right now, counter is trading at 95.35 level. It may take time to recover its recent correction. Yeah, it may take time to cover its recent correction. So from my side, I think one should avoid this stock as of now.
Okay, one should avoid these stocks right now. Please stay away from it, Mr. Subramaniam. This is the advice that is being shared with you. Let's take the next question. This question is from another viewer of ours, which is Mr. Yadav. He says, hi Sakshi, happy afternoon. Very good afternoon to you too, Mr. Yadav. He says he has about two stocks, Tata Tech and Tata Motors, both in his portfolio, and both are down 17 and 18% from his purchase price. So he wants to know, is it the right time to average out? Okay, so I really get this good feeling that investors are now open to even putting more money, even after the recent sharp fall in several of the stocks in their portfolio right now. So that's the good part, that people don't want to just take an exit after this fall, which is usually seen as a panic move and probably not a very wise move. But you are actually looking at where can you really average at these levels. Many questions have been coming in, so I want to commend all of you viewers for having that thought process, that if you are holding on to good fundamental stocks, where can you actually bring down your cost of purchase. Tata Tech and also Tata Motors. Between these two stocks, where are you confident?
Well, I'm more confident, particularly on Tata Techno. Right now, stock is trading at 968. No doubt, it is trading. It is trading at the 52-week low. But I think IT sector may outperform the overall benchmark in 2025 again. So please accumulate this Tata Techno at present level and avoid Tata Motors as of now.
Avoid Tata Motors as of now. You can look at Tata Tech. That's the view that is really coming in. Okay, Swati says, I want to know on GMR Power. I have this stock at 70 odd levels. Can I hold or should I book the profits right now on GMR Power? Let's pull up the chart right there to see what is the current level, 104 right now. Let's pull up the last 1 month chart of GMR Power to see how the stock has been moving up. But good part is that despite all this correction, there are many stocks even in the mid and the small cap space where investors are still holding on to good amount of profits right now. This is despite that 24% correction that has come in on the stock in the last 1 month. Your sense, what should one do here, Kunal?
If Swati is getting good profit, particularly in this GMR Power, then I think she should book the profit, because from the present level, I am seeing further downside momentum in the count up to the level of 88.
Okay, 88. That's something that you could be looking at. Okay, we'll take one last question before we let you go, Kunal. And this question is from okay, let's actually take my question. I will ask you, Kunal, to give us your key stock ideas in this current fall. What have you really identified? I'm taking it from the point that you really mentioned to one of our viewers, that this is not the time to look for a hiding place, but look for better opportunities in the market. So why don't you enlighten us with some of the picks that you have probably looked at where investors can also benefit and viewers of Business Today can also benefit?
Well, 2 to 3 stocks are there on which I will like keeping eye on three stocks. One is Geo Finance for long-term purposes. Right now, Geo Finance is trading at 315 level, and we can see good upside momentum in the Geo Finance up to the level of 400. Second is Tata Techno. We have already discussed this stock. I think in 2025, Tata Techno may outperform the overall IT index and approach the level of 1800 to 1900. So yes, Geo Finance, Tata Techno, and one more stock is there. It's family from Bajaj Group. It's a Bajaj Housing which just got listed. Right now it is trading at 135, 130. So these three stocks looks very attractive for long-term purposes.
Wonderful. So we will keep an eye out on these three stock ideas from Kunal in these down markets. Where exactly should you be looking at building your long-term portfolio? Thank you so much, Kunal. I appreciate your time with us and your suggestions for all our viewers. Geo Finance, Tata Tech, Bajaj Housing, where you can look at investing at the current levels for the long term right there. Okay, let's now welcome another guest on show. Kush Godasara is also with us. He's a market expert. Warm welcome to you, Kush. Good to have you with us. I'm sure you're the one who must be smiling all the way because you have been really shorting the markets and you've actually seen now levels close to 23,500 coming about. What's the sense you're getting? Are we going to see further downside on the markets?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the show. And definitely, as we have been discussing, 23,500 is 200 average. So, and today it's expiry, and we are at that level. So today
Yeah.
it's not just a war between the traders, but it's a war between investors. I mean, there might be few investors who would be willing to buy at 200 average, and there might be few investors who are in fear and selling at 200 average. So today is a critical day, and I believe if we close below 23,500, maybe there is more downside. As you know, we have been talking. It's not just equity market, but all the asset class across the globe, except the crypto, are in a downside momentum. So scenario was last seen in 2020 during COVID. So I'm also afraid what would be the reason. But by the time reason is known to the traders, we may see more correction.
Okay, got that, Kush. We have a caller with us, so let's straight away go to Hyderabad now. Venkat from Hyderabad is with us on the phone line. Hi, Venkat. Good afternoon. What's your question?
Let's say good afternoon. My question is on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. I have 250 shares. My buy price is at 42, and I have a long-term view of 12 to 18 months.
12 to 18 months,
Should I hold
Ujjivan
it or-
Small Finance Bank and bought at 42 odd levels. 200 shares is what you hold. Right now, the stock has come down to 34 odd levels. Let's ask Kush if there is any sign of a recovery coming in over the next 12 to 18 months on Ujjivan Small, or do you think, Kush, one should really switch, book losses here, maybe shift money somewhere else where one can actually cover the losses and make more profits?
Definitely. To start with, technical view on the Ujjivan, I think there is more downside. If you look at the charts, while Nifty was making new highs from 23,000 post-election to 26, Ujjivan has making new lows, even in the bull run. So there is something wrong. I mean, it's not going in synchronization with the market. So I think there might be more pain, and if we see some crash in economy, financial sector is the most hit. I would suggest, stay away from such small NBFCs. Rather, stay with the blue chip one. Definitely, it's very hard to, book losses. I would recommend to book loss on Ujjivan Finance if you are an investor. Find opportunities in, frontline stocks like uh, ICICI Bank or Bajaj Finance. So I would suggest to book loss on Ujjivan, and one of my long-term pick for NBFC is Geo Financial, as even Kunal said. Would suggest to book loss on Ujjivan and stay invested long-term on Geo Financial 260. You may see around 450 levels in next 8 or 3 months.
Okay, got that. Well, I hope this has answered your question. We'll take the next question now. This is from one of our viewers who wants to know on Samvardhan Motherson. He's been holding on to the stock from 150 levels. He wants to know, can he book profits right now? This earnings came in about 2 days ago. Your own sense on how Samvardhan is looking on the charts?
Definitely, if you are a long-term investor, I think you should, stay invested because Motherson Sumi, as many of investors doesn't know, but if you have invested in IPO in '96 in Motherson Sumi, just one lot of 15,000. Today you might be looking at 26 crore of cash, just against 15,000. So I think as a long-term fundamentals are good for some reason, but if you are a short-term trader and you have entered at 150, then I would suggest to book profits.
Okay, got it. Advocate Sham Koya writes in, hi Sakshi, I need a fundamental view on two stocks. One is Vascon Engineering and the other one is Ratan India Enterprises. Both these stocks, have you studied at all for your own research? Kush, would you be able to suggest any fundamental view on these two stocks? Are they good to invest for the long term? One is Vascon and the other one is Ratan India Enterprises.
Maybe I don't have a fundamental view on Vascon engineering, but technically, I think stock is on the downside momentum. We are seeing a new low, so I would suggest just wait because 200-day average on Vascon is at 69. So unless and until we are trading above 69, we won't see any good momentum for the long-term investors. So rather, it would be a trap to invest between 53 to 69. So avoid Vascon technically. Ratan India definitely being an PSU, I think it's a good dividend payout company. I suggest to hold on to Ratan India, but fresh buying, wait for a week. Let's today get US data and maybe start investing on Monday.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Let's take the next question then. This is from Mayank Saxena. He says, ma'am, thank you so much for launching this show, Daily Calls. Thank you so much, Mayank, for writing into us. I'm glad that you're watching this show and this is able to help you out in your investment journey. He has a stock called Prince Pipes and he's been holding this stock at 602 odd levels. The other one that he has is Idea Forge. On both these stocks, what will you suggest?
So starting with the Prince Pipe, I have been talking to many pipe distributors in Gujarat, and Prince is having most of its sale in Gujarat. Business currently on construction activity is being low, and entrance of many big players in pipe industries have given hit on margins. So I think if you're a long-term investor, which I assume because you have been holding saying 600, hold on the stock. Prince is having it's still top 5 piping company in India. We will average the stock once market stabilizes on the downside. I think 350 is a good support. So you have been holding the stock since 200 rupees on the upside. I would suggest to hold it from 360. You come back to business today and we will review it again for averaging.
Okay. Okay, got it. Let's take the next question. This is from Arjun Singh. He says, hello Sakshi, could you please suggest me on IndusInd Bank? It's trading at around 1020 levels. Is it a good time or price to enter this stock? Good question right there, Arjun. Let's ask Kush what is his view on IndusInd Bank. This has been a rather underperformer in the banking space. Even though the other major players in the private sector have actually shown some promise, IndusInd Bank has been a laggard. Your own sense, do you see any signs of reversal or is this a no-go area in terms of banks?
I think we are heading towards 800 on IndusInd Bank. I know I sound crazy since last 2 months, but IndusInd Bank is a bank which has reached support of 200 weeks on weekly chart, which means the average of 4 years. So stock is trading below its 4 years average. So that is the worrisome after the whatever they have announced on the results. So please avoid IndusInd. Rather, if you want to buy on dips for long term, stay with chips likes of ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank, but not at current levels. Wait for some more correction.
Okay, got it. So wait for some more correction. That's the view that's coming in. We have a viewer called Sita Ram Purbe from Janakpur city in Nepal. Okay, so we have a viewer from Nepal also writing in on our WhatsApp number. Warm welcome to you and thank you so much for watching our show. The question is it possible to invest in India in share market? I want to run SIP in India. Why not? Of course, you can definitely invest in the Indian markets. What you will need to do is contact your banker and you will need to speak to the banker in terms of how they can get your money converted in Indian rupees in the Indian mutual funds, and you could be looking at CAMS, you could be looking at K-Fintech, you could be looking at even your banking own net banking will have some options to connect with the Indian banks, and therefore you can actually start off with a demat account in India and start investing over there too. You could also get in touch with fundamental experts as well. Let's get in Kush's view right here. Kush, for those people who are interested to invest in India and the Indian stock markets via the SIP route from outside of India, what is the best way to invest in? Should one look at some apps right there? Should one look at the banking route? or should one look at CAMS, which is a mutual fund agency? How will you really advise right there?
I would advise them to come through banking apps because they have a bank account there. They would be having an RM, then they can guide you, with the right person. So rather than going through direct apps, broking apps, I would suggest come through the banking route, and you have, ask the question at the right day. This is the best time to start SIP. So as soon as possible, you start SIP in Indian mutual funds. I would recommend to you Tata India Consumer Fund. That fund has all blue chip companies. Tata India starting, all the, even you look at the stocks of Tata India Consumer Fund, you will understand the logic because they have the stocks which we use in our daily life, like FMG stocks, auto stocks. So, right time to start. Please connect your banker right away, and you should start SIP next week, or earliest as possible.
Perfect, right there. So, I hope that you've got the answer right there. You've asked the question at the right time. That's the best way to start off. Our guests have also recommended some funds where you could be looking at. So, Tata Consumer Fund with all the marquee names, blue chip names, which could be in your portfolio with a regular SIP that you can start off. Contact your banker, find out how you could be investing regularly from your own bank into the Indian mutual funds as well, and one fund that has been suggested to you. I hope this really helps you out. Do write in to us again once you have had this experience and how are you really looking at the Indian investment scenario. Next, we have a question from Sangeeta from Bengaluru. Kush, she says she's holding IDFC First Bank. Now, 100 shares is what she holds. IDFC First Bank at 90 levels, and 2 to 3 years perspective is what she has. Should I average or should I exit is the question. How would you
Definitely,
advise?
definitely a good stock you have picked up, maybe at the wrong price, but if you are long term, so definitely not to worry because investors don't always pick the top and bottom. That's the characteristic of a trader. But you have chosen a good fundamental bank which can turn around like can be a next ICICI or HDFC in a longer term. But if you want to average the stock, maybe wait for some 55 levels and get back to us during that 55 range. We may average at that level. Don't sell off your existing, hold it. I know it's pain to see red color in your portfolio, but we'll average it down at the right place.
Okay, got it. So there you have it, the view that's given to you by Kush on that front. We have a caller with us from Mumbai now on the phone line, Kalpesh Patel. Kalpesh ji, नमस्कार, कैसे हैं?
नमस्कार मैम, मैंने आज भी वो मारुति शॉर्ट सेल किया हुआ है 11,111 में। मुझे इसका
क्या
टारगेट
नंबर
9,000
आपने
तक
चुना है ना, 11,111।
इसीलिए मैंने शॉर्ट कर दिया और फिर इसका टारगेट है मुझे 9,000 तक कब तक पॉसिबल है। और नेक्स्ट बुल रैली में कौन सा सेक्टर लीड करेगा, सेक्टर कौन सा लीड करेगा ज्यादा?
सेक्टर कौन सा लीड करेगा? ठीक है, दो सवाल है। पहला, इन्होंने नवंबर एक्सपायरी के लिए मारुति को शॉर्ट सेल किया हुआ है 11,111 पर। पूछना चाह रहे हैं क्या 9,200 तक के लेवल्स आ सकते हैं या नहीं। और दूसरा, इनका मानना है कि मार्केट्स में अगर रिकवरी आनी है तो कौन सा सेक्टर अब लीड करेगा आगे जाते हुए, क्या सलाह देंगे?
स्टार्टिंग विद द मारुति क्वेश्चन, पटेल भाई आपने सही स्टॉक चुना है शॉर्ट करने के लिए। आई एग्री विथ यू। 11,190 के स्टॉप लॉस से आप स्टॉक को होल्ड कीजिए मारुति को। फर्स्ट टारगेट 10,400 है और उसके नीचे अगर सस्टेन होता है तो वी में सी सब 10,000 लेवल्स, बट अभी चार्ट पे 10,400 इज मोर लाइकली। तो 10,400 के आसपास आए तो वापस रिव्यू करके विल सी मोर डाउनसाइड टारगेट इफ पॉसिबल। सेक्टर कौन सा लीड करेगा इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए इन नेक्स्ट ईयर? आई थिंक पावर सेक्टर एंड कैन बी अ गेम चेंजर, क्योंकि जो जहाँ पे रूरल एरिया में टायर 3 सिटीज में अभी भी पावर कट्स है, तो वहां पे अगर पावर सोलर या एनी फॉर्म ऑफ पावर इज बीइंग रीच, तो पावर सेक्टर कैन बी मल्टीबैगर फॉर नेक्स्ट 10 इयर्स। सो ये डिप में आई वुड सजेस्ट टू स्टार्ट इन्वेस्टिंग इन पावर स्टॉक्स।
ओके, गॉट इट। चलिए, आखिरी सवाल लेते हैं आपसे इस शो पर। बहुत सारे और भी सवाल बचे हैं लेकिन टाइम समाप्त होता चला जा रहा है, तो इसलिए एक आखिरी सवाल ले लेते हैं। ये सवाल है अरुण कुमार गुप्ता का। 900 शेयर्स हुडको के हैं 299 पर। यहाँ पर क्या आउटलुक रहेगा? लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए रुकना चाहते हैं स्टॉक पर, क्या सलाह देंगे?
डेफिनेटली अभी हुडको के दो कारण है जो नेगेटिव फैक्टर्स उसमें आ रहे हैं। एक तो पीएसयू एज अ सेक्टर थोड़ा वीक है, क्योंकि हुडको का अगर हम स्टोरी देखें, इट हैज रैन फ्रॉम 40 रुपीज टू 350। तो ऑफ कोर्स ये 300 पॉइंट्स का जो मूव आया है पिछले 4 साल में, अगर उसका जो टेक्निकली 50% एवरेज करेक्शन देके दिस स्टॉक कुड कम अराउंड 170। तो टेंशन नहीं है, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है कि हाउसिंग सेक्टर में थोड़ा प्रेशर है अभी, बट अराउंड 150 इट्स अ गुड लेवल टू एवरेज। तो सेव सम मनी फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 months and we can average it around 150.
Okay, got it. So that's the view that's coming in. Well, we will have you, in fact, Kush, just stay on with us, you know, without taking any more questions. We are actually getting into the entire IPO zone now. So why don't you also give us your views? There are several questions that are coming in on, say, stocks like Niba Bupa, which have had their, you know, listing today as well. And of course, the next one that everybody is looking on is NTPC Green. And my colleague Pawan Nahar is now joining in with all the details that investors should be knowing about this most anticipated IPO, and that is NTPC Green, which will open next week on Tuesday. Now, there are several details that he will share, and we will also get to know what are brokerage houses and experts really saying after assessing this as an opportunity. Pawan, over to you.
So good afternoon, Sakshi. The IPO of NTPC Green Energy, as we all know, is opening on November 19th, that is next week, and the issue can be subscribed until November 22nd, that is Friday. And because 20th is a holiday in Maharashtra because due to elections, so the price band for this IPO is fixed at 102 to 108 rupees, where investors can apply for at least 138 equity shares and in its multiples. So this is a 10,000 crore IPO where NTPC employees, the eligible employees, have a reservation of 200 crores and a discount of rupees 5 shall be offered to them. Interestingly, NTPC shareholder, the parent company of NTPC Green, they have a reservation of 1,000 crore equity shares. So if you had the shares of NTPC, at least one share of NTPC Limited as of November 12 when the RHP was filed, if you had the delivery in your demat account, then obviously you will be eligible to apply in the shareholders quota. So let's talk about, but the retail portion is only 10% of the net offer after subtracting these 1200 rupees, 1200 crore rupees. So the net retail investors will have a allocation of 10% of the remaining portion. So these are the basic details. What the brokerage firms are saying, we currently don't have a lot of reports, but yes, the overall view on this IPO so far is positive considering the current market current market situation. SBI Securities have suggested to subscribe this issue for a long term. It sees a very strong potential of growth in future, and the valuation is seen at the on EV by EBITDA of 53.4 times, and it is seen a strong growth in its revenue, EBITDA and PAT and it is expecting a strong growth in these metrics as well. Vinit Bolinchkar from Ventura Securities in our show earlier said that he is also very bullish on this counter. There's a potential value unlocking possibility, and he sees a strong growth in the companies as it is looking to expand its volumes and capacity in the coming times. So these are the overall projections for NTPC Green Energy. That's all from my side, Sakshi.
Pawan, thanks a lot. Kush, would you have a view, or are you looking forward to this new IPO that's going to be hitting the street? Are you also going to be applying in the shareholders quota?
Definitely, as a long-term investor, I would suggest everyone to, apply for this IPO, because, we were talking just back. I believe next 10 years is going to be on power sector. So definitely not for listing is because markets are not in situation to give a. So if you're a long-term investor and you can stay invested, definitely apply for the IPO.
Definitely apply for the IPO. Okay, Kush, you also did message me. Yesterday, you did talk to us about how IT space is something that you are short on. And I think Tech Mahindra and HCL Tech was something that you were shorting. Already, HCL Tech, your targets are getting achieved, is it?
Still more downside. If you want to short Tech Mahindra, Nasdaq future is already down 60 points from yesterday's close. Next 2 days, we are close, but they have some important data. I believe that we may see a good sell-off in IT stocks.
Okay, got it. Well, Kush, all the best to you on those, and we'll keep an eye out on all these stocks right there. And thank you so much for addressing all the queries of our viewers. Viewers, thank you so much for writing in to all those questions that you do. I hope our guests are able to help you out with the right advice. Do also mention in the comment section how are you finding the guests who are coming on your on the show, and are they able to really give you the right advice on this platform as well. What you could also do is continue to send in all your questions. Of course, it's an extended weekend. Markets will be shut tomorrow, so we'll be meeting on Monday now with another edition of Daily Calls. Till the time, note down all your questions and keep sending on the WhatsApp number that flashes on your screens. Till then, thank you so much for watching.
It's 2024 now, and technology has made things so convenient. But let's rewind 20, 30, 40 years. What if you needed a phone number? You'd open up the yellow diary with all of that directory and search for the number. If you needed a piece of information, no Wikipedia, it was encyclopedias. You wanted something interesting for the kids, child crafts were open. You want to understand words, dictionaries were used. Now, if you want to search for something, you're just going to Google something. What's interesting is that some of these words become synonymous. If you want to photocopy something, here in India we just say, I want to Xerox something. Not really knowing that that's the company's name and that's not really the task at hand. That's what we're going to talk about today. Google search has been the go-to search option for years. We don't even call it a web search anymore. It's called Googling something. So many have come and tried before, but Google has a brand new competitor that's trying to change the way we search altogether. Are we